Alright guys, what's up? Just gonna get this one out of the way real quick before I pass out. It's an oldie from the launch set of games for the Xbox 360. It is M3. Here are my thoughts on it. So going into this game, I played the demo like 5 years ago probably. I liked it. I thought it looked interesting and played fun, so picked it up for a couple dollars on GameStop, and let's see, was I satisfied? It's hard to say because playing this game, I've been up for like 20 hours straight, so I don't got much sleep. I'm like dead basically, and yeah, let's get it started. Alright, so starting off with story. By the way, this is a snowboarding game, so you can't really be expecting much going into this. The story itself, oh, it's hard to explain this part. Alright, so the game starts off with you and your group of snowboarders, like your team. I think you guys are like a sponsored team, or you're trying to get sponsored. And you know, they don't really tell you what you're doing. You're just kind of doing random things as you go along. I mean, they're just putting you into like wacky situations, like you're in a bunny suit snowboarding down a hill to get people laughing or something. And then you'll be like chasing these guys on snowmobiles to follow them back to their base, and I guess your friends get kidnapped later in it. And I honestly I skipped so many cutscenes because this game is a mindfuck. I've even gotten to the weird part. Alright, so M3 goes with this weird art style, I guess you could say. It's very distinctive. There's no way to describe it. I mean, it looks like something on Adult Swim. It's just like a bunch of like really shitty 2D explosion effects, and like it's I'll just show footage, guys. It's so hard to explain. But what this does though is it gives them a lot of opportunity to just throw so many references to us, and they rip on pop culture so hard in this game, and like they go all out for it. There's like 8-bit, like fucking the boss, like the final boss is an 8-bit monster. He's like I don't even remember, but it's like this random 8-bit wizard guy. He wants to kill you guys for some reason, and then never say why. And there's just, it's wacky. That's the only word that can describe it. There's like later in the game, all the cutscenes turn into anime, and like your character's a ninja, and you have to keep fighting this like anime cat girl and stuff, and it's bizarre. It's really bizarre looking at this game. I mean, there'll be parts where there's like stop motion like pig heads on top of like a picture of a suit, and it's got this nasty look to the graphics. Like they cut out some paper and like pasted it to something, and then they use like 2 frames for it, and I don't even know. It's so bizarre that you guys should just check it out for this reason. I'm gonna disapprove of the story though. Although I will say the art style is fucking great. It's so different. I've never seen anything like it. Alright, going over to gameplay. So M3, I'm not sure about the other 2 games, but this one, it's not just a snowboarding game. You also have snowmobiles, sleds. The sleds come in variations of like 50 different things. There's like mattresses, sofa chairs, toilets, hot air balloons, fucking like tubes. There's just so many sleds you can use, and it's crazy. So each of these vehicles, they all play into different missions on the map. So there's like I think 5 or 6 areas in the game. The first 3 mountains have 3 sides to them. They have the top, the middle, and then the side. Like looking down from the map, you see like little map markers that are your objectives, pretty much. Doing these objectives, you get like reputation points that allow you to unlock more objectives and also open up more of the map. So like on the first 3 maps, you don't even have the backside of the mountain unlocked yet, so you gotta like do a bunch of missions to unlock those. So it's pretty straightforward though. You're pretty much just earning enough reputation to do the story mission, to progress the story to unlock more mountains. that's really all I can say about the game. They force you to use like all the vehicles throughout the game, snowboarding, snowmobiling, all that. As for the missions themselves, like the game modes, they're pretty basic. You have like your normal score attack. You have your go through the rings that are in like a weird order. You'll have ones where you have to I know there's other ones like, oh, you have to like inflict enough damage to yourself while using the sled. There's races with the snowmobile. There's a pretty big variety of mission types, but they do get a little old after a while because you are doing them a lot. So yeah, going over, I can't really touch much more on the gameplay. I'll just talk about some little things I took notice of. They do have like a little bit of a customization system. It's very minor. It doesn't affect anything besides your appearance. I mean, it's small stuff like hair color, or not even hair color. It's just like a bunch of preset hairs with different colors, and there's coats, and there's gloves, and there's pants, and there's goggles. There's like 10 different things you can customize your character, along with voice and stuff. A little more customization would have been nice, but you're not really looking at the front of your character very often. I wish the camera was zoomed out a little bit more. I noticed a lot of times when you're doing these really tight turns, the camera's too zoomed in on your character, so you can't really see what's around you, and most of the time you'll run into the wall next to you or something. It gets a little annoying. I can't really touch more on gameplay. That's about it. It's not too long of a game. It took me, I don't know, like 6 hours, five or 6 hours to beat the game. And that wasn't even a straight playthrough. That was me goofing around on a bunch of the objectives, trying to get better, like gold medals and stuff. So I'm gonna approve of gameplay. It was a pretty fun game to blow through. I guess there is online with like leaderboards, and there might be online versus. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked around yet, so can't touch on that. I will approve of gameplay. Going over to sound. Okay, I'll start with voice acting. It's stereotypical. It's so stereotypical. All the snowboarders say dude and bra, and there's so many stereotypes in this game. It's crazy. You have like these like Brooklyn guys who act like they're thugs and stuff, and then you have like this Japanese guy who talks mad English, like, oh, super fun time. Like, he speaks like really broken English. But yeah, it all comes down to just the snowboarder surfer stereotype that they're all just like peace loving fucking dude. Check the shit out, yeah. Yeah. Voice acting, I'm just gonna say, yeah, it was pretty funny because it's so cheesy that you kind of have to laugh at it. Same with the cutscenes. The cutscenes are just outrageous. Okay, going over to music. It's what you'd expect from a sport game. There's a lot of alternative rock, a lot of hip hop, a lot of electronic techno. It's a pretty good balanced list. Although I'm not gonna say I liked many of the bands. It fit the game though. I mean, there wasn't any big names in there that I didn't recognize, but it was an okay. It was like a soundtrack, so I will approve of sound just because there was nothing really I hated about it. Going over to my likes, what do we got? Okay, so number one, as I was mentioning how bizarre this game is, they have these crazy cutscenes. They have, throughout the game they do so many gaming references. At the beginning of the 5 acts, there'll be, little gameplay, it's like sprite changes of actual games. Like the first one looks like Dig Dug and Pac-Man, and they even have the music broken up in the background. You can totally tell it's from that game. Then there's a Mario one. There's a couple Zelda ones. There's a Castlevania one, Mega Man, Final Fantasy. That Final Fantasy one was hilarious. They seriously recreated the entire like on-screen menu. They also recreated the Sephiroth boss fight, and you can totally see Tifa and Vincent in your party over there. They just put like different heads on them, and it's hilarious. So yeah, the gaming references are fucking awesome. The developers totally get our generation. They're geniuses. Also, my other like is this game is fucking crazy. you can't comprehend it. If you're just playing this game, you're just not going to. So it's just let it soak in, and you'll get confused, and it's crazy, man. I didn't have any dislikes actually. I mean, there were a couple little flaws, but nothing that really pissed me off or stopped me from playing. I will say some of these challenges are a little hard, but that's not really a dislike. That's more of a, I don't know. Maybe they could have tweaked it a little bit. Alright, going over to my overview. So, Amped, I gotta approve of it. It's an interesting snowboarding game, and since it's so old, you could find it for less than $5. I don't know, the story, you're not playing this game for the story or the soundtrack or the voice acting. You're playing it for the gameplay, and the gameplay is pretty solid. So yeah, check it out. If you're curious, just rent it out if you can, but I'd say buy it. It's pretty cheap.